So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the iPhone 12 Pro Max versus the iPhone 14 Plus. Which is the better buy here? Now, the iPhone 12 Pro Max has been on the market since the pandemic, since 2020, and this phone right here definitely offers up quite a bit of tech still. Even now, triple camera, similar build to the iPhone 14 Pro Max, similar size display. Yes, the notch is a little bit different, but it still has 5G. It still has an Apple A14 Bionic chipset, 6 gigabytes of RAM. That's a lot similar to what this iPhone 14 Plus offers here. This gives you A15 Bionic, 6 gigs of RAM, a reduced notch though, so that's a little bit of an upgrade. A little bit of a display, a little bit different just because of that, but not really a big difference in brightness and qualities and things like that. So prices, let's start with that. Prices of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you can find these things used now for right around a $500 to $700 range. That's what I seen during my research of this phone. And I could tell you that is significantly less for what you're getting comparatively to when this phone launched. So keep in mind that you are getting a fantastic deal now versus the original launch day of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So huge deal there if you really think about it. Now, when it comes to the iPhone 14 Plus, you are going to find yourself a little bit more cash you're going to need to get this phone. This one's going to run you well over $800. It's going to get close to $1,000 with taxes. So definitely way up there by comparison. So which one is better in terms of the body, the build, and the design? So if you want a slightly lighter phone, you're going to go with the 14 Plus. It's going to cost more, but it's a lot lighter for the size. It's actually the lightest, bigger style, this style iPhone that we've had yet. This is lighter than pretty much any of the Max phones. So definitely if you want lightness, you'll go with this. But it does have a cheaper build on the edges. We do have aluminum build. And again, we do have more smudgy back here, but a zingy red colorway for this one. But there's other colors you can get as well. With the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you are looking at a little bit more smudgies on the side, a little bit more, I don't even know if that's a word, but it gets greasy, it gets nasty on the sides, especially on the lighter colors. You can see it quite a bit, like the silver, but the back is very clean. The back is very, it just stays clean all the time. And one thing about the 12 Pro Max is that this was before the cameras were getting too large. You can see they definitely stay quite low there on the body. There's that 5G antenna. And something else about this phone is that you are going to get the SIM card slot. So if you are looking for, having a SIM card, that's going to be a big deal. But silent switch in the same location, all that good stuff. Only real difference is on the front, the notches look different and the camera design looks a little bit cheaper on the iPhone 14 Plus. So overall, I would say if you're looking for the body and the build, the 12 Pro Max is a steal, for much less than the 14 Plus. But if you do want the lighter build, the more modern look, the 14 Plus is slightly ahead of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but very, very slightly, not a big deal whatsoever. Now, when it comes to display qualities, both of these are launching, similar 6.7-inch screens on board, and they both get the same brightness, right around that 800 nits, 1200 peak. So 12 Pro Max, still a fantastic panel, true tone on board and plenty sharp when you are reading things, depending on whatever you're reading. I haven't updated this app yet, but you could just see the text look super sharp on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, even to this day. So I would say that, unless the notch bothers you and it's a little bit more recessed, so it's not really a big deal, I don't think that the 12 Pro Max is a bad pickup right now. It really isn't. It actually is about the same as what I'm experiencing on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is saying a lot. It's saying that, things have kind of stalled here, matured already, so you're not really getting major upgrades besides brightness on newer phones. Now with the 14 Plus, you'll see right here, you are retaining that same type of display as a 12 Pro Max, which is a good thing. 800 nits, 1200 nits peak. But I think for this price point right now, it kind of feels like they should have had ProMotion on here. That's what I always say. And I'm going to stick to that because I do believe that it kind of feels that way. I do think that the calibration is a little bit better on the iPhone 14 Plus. It looks a little bit better calibrated, but both of them rocking with that same, it has that same type of text sharpness at around 458 pixels per inch. So when you are reading things up close, it's definitely going to be about the same on both phones. So not a big deal, unless you think that notch looks better. But overall, yeah, pretty good displays. Both of them have the same screen to body ratio as well. Both of them do have notches too, so if you are watching content and videos, it might get in the way. Now when it comes to software, again, both of them are going to have the latest version of the software. We do have 16.3 on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and over here 16.3 as well for the iPhone 14 Plus. So you're getting the same software on both. The A14 is only one chip behind, so I think it would only be like a 1 year difference in terms of longevity. So if you want to save $300 to $400, maybe even $500 on a used pickup for a 12 Pro Max, you could actually get yourself, nearly the same amount of software support, even though this phone is a couple years older, for way less money. So it's really up to you because the actual software experience is identical. There's no difference whatsoever. Again, I'm not going to go into camera, but they got the action mode and stuff like that, but there's no major difference. You can use the same widgets, same applications, similar speeds. There's no ProMotion on the 14 Plus. I mean, it feels like a recycled version of this phone with cheaper, camera, design with 2 cameras instead of 3. So definitely, I'm not going to say go get the iPhone 14 Plus just for the software, unless you need that 1 year extra of software support. And when it comes to the performance, the iPhone 14 Plus is the faster phone. It feels a little bit snappier day to day. It's not major, but it definitely is quicker than the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which they kind of changed the CPU design, and the A15 is a better chip than the A14, but the chip in the iPhone 12 Pro Max is still plenty powerful enough for everyday usage and doing everything you need to do on your iPhone. It's great. So, they've been good for a while, and the chipsets are not like they used to be when we had iPhone 5S and iPhone 3GS, those older phones when the upgrades they were massive back then. Nowadays, they're kind of not so massive anymore, and you really don't feel it too much anymore. You just kind of feel, how does the phone look, so, but I will say that it is quicker. It's a little bit quicker. I'm not trying to contradict myself. I'm just saying it's a hair quicker on the iPhone 14 Plus. You feel it a little bit, but it's nothing major, nothing like that. So I wouldn't be too concerned about it. They both have 5nm designs with those chipsets, so pretty similar. 5-core graphics though, so if you want a little bit better gaming, go for the 14 Plus. It'll game a little bit better, in the heavy stuff versus the iPhone 12 Pro Max, but not major. You would have to run a game that really requires that extra power. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cameras. We're going to bring the Android man in here in an iPhone video just for a sample. Let's go ahead and take a look at the camera on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. What I really liked about this one was the camera was just easy, ultra wide. Everything was just really smooth, simple, not too much bokeh in the background. Yeah, they had RAW modes and stuff like that, but this is a very easy, good, high quality camera to use on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Actually, the 12 Pro Max, excuse me. Very sharp, very easy. The 14 Plus right here, also very easy, but at this price, I'm a little annoyed that I don't have a zooming camera. Yeah, I can go 5x, and the camera results on here are fantastic. They're definitely better than the 12 Pro Max, the video quality, the photo quality, just the pure quality of them. I'm just kind of missing the fact that we do have cinematic mode as well. Didn't get that on the 12 Pro Max. I'm just missing the fact that at this price point, I don't have any zooming, capabilities. The front-facing camera did improve as well, and having the action mode does make a difference on the iPhone 14 Plus. So I would probably forego the telephoto on the iPhone 12 Pro Max just to have the better quality camera on the 14 Plus. It's an amazing system. So I would pick this over the 12 Pro Max if you care a lot about the camera. Just because that telephoto, it's great and all, but it's 2.5x. It only goes 12x. And that's way better than the iPhone 14 Plus. But that zoom doesn't make up for the fact that the iPhone 14 Plus has the better quality. Has the better quality video, the better quality photo, and that's important. So I would pick the 14 Plus if I was you in terms of camera all day. When it does come to the battery life between both of these phones, both of them last easily a full day, but the iPhone 14 Plus is far more impressive than the 12 Pro Max. This phone easily makes it a day, but this one will stretch into 2 days, maybe even finish out 2 days. So much better battery life on the iPhone 14 Plus, and this is critical because that really changes the experience up quite a bit. So you're putting the money into getting a 14 Plus, you're definitely investing in a better battery experience than the 12 Pro Max. If you want to save money, you'll still get all day, but you're not going to be overly blown away with it. It'll last a full day. You're charging every night. I was getting almost to the end of the next business day with the iPhone 14 Plus, so much better there. Audio is also slightly louder on the 14 Plus, even though they have the same kind of speaker array setup and stuff like that. The 14 Plus was actually a little bit louder, so I'd pick that as well. And the connectivity also got better on the iPhone 14 Plus. On the 12 Pro Max, it also had 5G, but they've been improving, all the connectivity aspects like Wi-Fi speeds, Bluetooth speeds, all that stuff has been getting better and better and stacking over the years. So I would pick the 14 Plus there as well. Face ID, not a major change. I wouldn't really care about either when it comes to this. It's the same unlocking experience and nothing changes up there. And again, with the lock screen, same software on both of them, you can experience the same thing. Not a major difference. So which is the better pick overall? Which is the better buy right now? If you're looking to save money, you get 95% of what the iPhone 14 Plus is in the iPhone 12 Pro Max for a much reduced price. Squared body, beautiful camera system, same size display, same display. It doesn't have anything different. No 120 hertz on the iPhone 14 Plus. Yes, a little bit more different notch, a little bit older looking. But overall, I would say if you're looking for a bang for the buck, the 14 Plus is not it. The 12 Pro Max is definitely it. If you're looking for a great camera, you don't want to pay for a 14 Pro Max or a 13 Pro Max, the 14 Plus is going to be good for you. Also, if you really value really long battery life and you care more about that than smooth display, get the 14 Plus. Also, if you want a big iPhone that's light, get the 14 Plus. You'll really like that. And that's going to wrap it up here for me. Which one would you pick? Which one do you think is the better buy? The iPhone 14 Plus or the iPhone 12 Pro Max? Let us know down below in the comments section of this video. If you found it helpful, entertaining, informing, do me a favor, click the like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.